let's talk about Brock Purdy because this is important. He's on a Cinderella streak. No one's ever done this. There's no reason to think it could end, but at the same time, history tells us it will. And if we're being honest, the last couple of games, he's gotten kind of lucky with some balls that could have been picked, particularly the last game, first half. This is going to be the best pass rush he's faced. Not the best defense per se, but the best pass rush. How concerned are you that he's going to be the reason they lose this game? That somehow he's not ready for this?
Slight concern. I don't. It is another.
If they can run the ball, it shouldn't be a problem, right? If they can run the ball, it shouldn't be an issue.
I think he sets as much. I don't. Were you the person to ask him the question about, I forgot exactly how it was phrased, but he pretty much said he felt like he had less pressure on the 49ers.
I asked that question.
Iowa State, yeah. When he was at Iowa State, he felt like he had to do everything, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now he feels like with all the weapons, he doesn't feel the pressure.
He can check it down to Christian and Debo and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he seems like he's pretty cool under pressure. I don't know. He might make a mistake, but I don't know. I would be very, very surprised if he had a game where he's like threw for 194 and 2 picks or something like that. He might make a mistake, but I don't know that I would go as far as say he'll lose the game. Like if he throws for 250, like 250, 3 touchdowns, and he has a pick, and he's at like 75% complete, 70% completion, like we're gonna be like, oh, Brock blew the game for us, like when there's other factors happening, like McGlinchey misses Parsons, and Parsons gets a sack fumble. Like whose fault is that?
Okay, so here's what concerns me about for Brock against Dallas. Dan Quinn, the Dan Quinn factor. Now Dan Quinn has played Kyle twice since they split apart, and he's beat him once, held him to 22 and 23 points, but it was Jimmy. Okay, so now it's Brock, and Dan Quinn is a Pete Carroll guy. The Niners just played Pete Carroll, and I feel like Pete Carroll was maybe the first guy who kind of presented a Brock Purdy-specific defensive game plan, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people have been approaching the Niners like their offense is no difference with Brock than it was with Jimmy, which is a joke. And what Pete Carroll at least did, maybe you could do it against Jimmy too, but what Pete Carroll did in this game was, at least in the first half, especially in those third downs, play cover one, have that linebacker be sort of like the rat defender, and have him jump those in-breaking slants. And those were the ones a couple of times that almost got picked. If you can keep Brock Purdy in the pocket, some throws he's not going to attempt. And he's going to throw a lot of in-breaking stuff. And I feel like if he forces those throws, which he did in the first half of Seattle, I mean, it's a gamble. They'll either get picked off or they won't. I'm a little worried about that. I mean, Dan Quinn saw what Pete Carroll did. He's going to be able to do something similar. And he has a much better pass rush than Pete, so he can use this coverage. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm a little concerned about it, man. Dan Quinn's good.
There's a part to that, though, right?
He's going to have the right game plan, I feel like.
In the first half. But here's the thing that you got to like.
That's true.
Purdy adjusted in the middle of the game. Like, because the second half, he was looking off that rat. He was looking off that rat backer, and then he was. That's true. And wasn't making the same mistake. So
that's true.
Maybe Quinn has a game plan, but Purdy, I guess it would say how far ahead can Dallas get before Purdy figures it out and then can make enough plays to. Wouldn't it be funny if like Dallas jumped ahead like 28-3 and then the Niners came back and won.
Kyle has to. I love that. Kyle has to keep moving the pocket. He can't let Purdy like take deep drops behind this offensive line against his pass rush. And I think what's cool about Purdy, have you ever noticed like he does a lot of naked bootlegs where there's no blocker out in front of him. He's just all alone. And it seems to me that on the Niners, if you put McCaffrey or Debo in the backfield and you fake a pitch and then you run out, like the whole defense is going to go with the running back. So the Niners are able to really get Brock Purdy out on the edges alone a lot. Just because everyone's so keyed in on stopping the run, and shutting down CMC. You know what I mean? When like, oh, there goes Brock, and there's no one around him. And he's got a clear vision, and there's no one in front, and he's 6 feet, but it's okay. They got to, I mean, be careful of doing that toward Micah Parsons, but Micah Parsons is very aggressive too. I mean, it might work. The bootlegs. They've worked all year for Brock. Get him out of the damn pocket. Get him out. I'm scared of him in the pocket in this game is what I'm saying. It's a great pass rush. The Niners offensive line, you know what I think of it, other than Trent Williams. It's not just Micah Parsons coming for Brock Purdy. It's DeMarcus Lawrence and Dorrance Armstrong and others. Get him out.
And I don't know. I'd have to see how they, depending on how they play Parsons and how aggressive Parsons is, you can run action toward him, make him get sucked in. If he gets sucked in toward the run, then he rolls out. Then, you know, Parsons is an athletic guy, but if it's a hard play to make if you come inside for the run and the quarterback boots back out and then chase them down. Like, you're probably not going to catch him.
You know what I'd like to see in this game? A Christian McCaffrey throw. It's been about 3. They only did it once this year. But if this is a game where it's all about pocket movement and quick passes, well, if you're going to throw like multiple quick, I feel like the quick throws to the slant with whoever, Debo or Christian, running a swing route has not been working the last few weeks. Those don't go for big gains. People are overplaying them. Boom! Let Debo and Christian. I want them both to throw. I want 3 players on the Niners to throw touchdowns in this game. Why not?
Debo, CMC.
Although if you lost the game on a non-quarterback throwing an interception, hot seat.
That's rough. I think if I remember right, Juan Jennings, I think he initially arrived at Tennessee as a quarterback. I think
he did a lot of Wildcat stuff at Tennessee too.
Yeah, so he
could do it too.
Maybe they'll get Trent Williams his touchdown this game. Remember
Yeah.
Was it a couple years ago they were using him and they tried on a trick play and they tried to get him a touchdown and he dropped it, I think.
Yeah.
Remember right? Yeah, maybe that one.
This game is so interesting to me because I feel like it's going to answer a fundamental question about this team. If they come out and blow out Dallas, then I guess I feel like I need to forget about the stuff that happened after they clinched the division and now. It's like, you know what? Throw it out. They were pacing themselves. It's a championship team. They rose to the occasion against Dallas. Forget the Raiders game. Or what happened the last month is prelude to what's going to happen on Sunday. And it's been staring us in the face. And a lot of us are like, you know what? They're going to turn the switch. I don't know. I don't know what it. Niner fans are telling me they're going to flip the switch. So, okay, I'm with them. All I feel like is their defense has been a mirage the last month, and it's getting propped up on these turnovers. What if Dax miraculously doesn't turn the ball over? How many points are the Niners going to give up? I don't know, man. Boy, I can't wait. Stay tuned, folks.
The Niners have always been reliant on turnovers during the Kyle Shanahan era.
And they've been getting them big time.
Yeah.
Last year, they didn't get that many turnovers. They've
been getting them and not giving
crazy.
them.
I don't want Niners fans to think I'm a hater. What I would like, personally, is for the Niners to win this game, the Giants to beat Philly, the NFC Championship to be at Levi's, the Niners to win, the Niners to go to the Super Bowl, and I'd love to spend 2 weeks in Arizona where it's warm and not raining, covering the Niners, where the whole center of the football world is the Niners, and then whether they win or lose in the Super Bowl, I don't care. Because after that, there's no more games. I could take them or leave them at that point. But no, I would love them to go. I want to go to Arizona. Are you kidding? I want to do it. Let's do it.
You don't want to go to City of Brotherly Love?
If they win the Super Bowl, I would get a lot more subscribers and views than if they don't win the Super Bowl. But if they win the Super Bowl, like, where's the fun in that?
You want them to get to the Super Bowl and lose again.
Where's the fun in that? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think it would be actually really cool. It would be so different.